Okay, I'm just going to get started actually because you're here and I very much appreciate that you've gotten up early, except for Paru, who's close to my time zone and it's the late afternoon for her. Today, we're going to be talking about what it means to have production files as you're making a film, and also have a look at questions you might have for your chase scene. All right, so the whole point of this lesson is to go through what a film production looks like from very beginning to the very end, and to try and give you some idea of how to set up your film productions. I know that learning film the way that you're learning film is really brave in terms of you're doing so much of your decision making by yourselves. And if you were in a face-to-face class with your teacher, with me, you'd have a lot more access to this kind of information. So I really wanted to take the time today just to talk to you about some good practice and how to use it. Also because your film production skills will be evaluated at the end of the 2 years of studying film at Pamoja, and you will be producing a final film and a commentary that is supporting evidence of decisions that you made during making your final film. So it's actually really, really important that you practice gathering that information now and really understanding what the different roles are within a production. This is just a screenshot of what's inside the film files that I've put together for you on Google Drive. And you can go and grab these at any time. Are there any questions about those film files? Do you want to take a moment right now and have a quick look to see if you can see the files? All right, so let's talk a little bit about your chase scene and some things that you can incorporate into your chase scene, or questions that you might have about your chase scene. The first question I have for you is, what do you think makes a good chase scene? Speed can help. It's not necessary, but it can help. Suspense, absolutely. Continuity is extremely important. Yes, fast pacing can help. Makes it fun. Anything else? Music is often used in chase scenes, especially if you're looking at feature films. Again, though, think about the idea of what it would feel like if there was a chase scene and it was rather quiet, and if that would be spooky or not. Camera angles, very important, Paru. Oh, the acting is essential, Maya. And if you've got somebody running in your film, make sure they're running. Make sure they're not fake running. There's nothing worse than fake running. You have specific requirements for your chase scene. They are that you must go through 3 doors. And the door that you enter cannot be the door that you exit. This means that the door that you enter needs to lead you to a different place entirely. And this is where you're using creative geography. And it's quite hard to do, but a lot of fun to plan. You're asked also to do 1 eccentric portal. An eccentric portal can be anything. It can be the idea that you jump into a trash can and then you come out on a beach. It can be that you climb through a swing set and you end up somewhere else entirely. So be clever about your eccentric portals and plan them well. We're asking you to have 6 locations. And when we talk about 6 locations, this is where the creative geography comes into place. This is the idea that if you're in your bedroom and you exit the door, we don't want you to end up in the hallway outside of your bedroom. We'd like you to end up somewhere else entirely. And that will ensure that you get those locations. 3 camera movements. Choose them well, choose them wisely. Your film is 2 to 3 minutes long. Oh, sorry, am I clear now, Nikos? Good. So your film is 2 to 3 minutes long, and we've told you that you are allowed to use pre-existing music we encourage you to try and create your own soundscape. If you're making your own soundscape, I always encourage my students to have 3 layers of sound. One is ambient, just the existing noise in a space, because that makes a very nice layer to put all the other sounds on top of. And it makes your edits fit together more seamlessly because the sound masks the difference from one place to another. If you've got dialogue, you should have a dialogue track. If you have any Foley, you should have a Foley track. And then, of course, you can have your musical score if you want. It's not necessary that you have all of these, but this is a nice way to start playing around with creating great soundscapes. Okay, I'd like you to go to the YouTube playlist that I gave you, and I'd like you to watch this little film that is there called Running in Paradise. This is a chase scene that was created by students. It's not based on the exact same parameters as the one that you're doing for us in Pamoja, but it's very similar. So take a moment and watch that, please. Okay, good. Anybody else? That's right, Saeed. You don't have to show everything. Remember, film is very, very powerful, and your audience are very, very smart. They've been watching a lot of movies. They're sophisticated. You are sophisticated in terms of your story absorption. You've been watching so many films. So trust your audience to understand what you mean, what you're going to imply. You don't have to show us everything. Just like we don't have to hear everything. We don't have to hear everything the character needs to say. Sometimes we just need to see what the character wanted to say. Your chase can have a narration, but be careful that it's not oral. Remember the visuals? Film is a visual medium. The story itself can play out without you hearing anything. That's not to say that you cannot use narration. All right. If there's no more questions, I'll just take you through a quick little recap of the production phases. So when you're doing pre-production, every file that I mentioned before is in pre-production. Your ideas page, your script, your storyboard, your plan, your set location, your locations list, your shot list and your shooting list, props, actors, crew, equipment, your production schedule, and your permissions all happen before you go to set, before you go to location, before you film. Essentially, when you get to location, you've made your film many times in your head, and all you're doing on location is capturing your vision of your film. I hope it gave you a little insight into some tools to help you out with your filmmaking processes. Please understand that I'm always available on Canvas if you have questions about actual filmmaking. It is where I come from originally. It is what I did for many, many years, and I love, love, love talking about it. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for showing up. I'm going to stop this recording now, and I will see all of you later. Bye-bye.